Hi there. Let's continue the texturing of these assets. This is the second part where we will be texturing the license plate, the seats, and some other parts of the model. Add a new folder and select the geometry, in this case the license plate. Now we need a fill layer and change its base color to a yellowish tint. Let's duplicate the layer and change the color to a dark green, and finally add a black mask. Okay, we will project the license plate texture, so switch to the projection tool. Now we need to import some textures. One will be used for the license plate, another will be used later on. Go to the projection properties and drag the license plate texture into the grayscale attribute. Now just use a basic brush and paint in the texture. The next step is to paint the edges of the license plate, so let's pick a hard brush, and if we try to paint, it will bleed to the other UV shells. So let's change the alignment to UV, and this time it works as we need. We also want to add some height, so here I'm fine-tuning the value and changing between resolutions of the project to check if we have enough detail. Here I'm adding a roughness fill layer with a grunge map, using triplanar and changing its scale. You might need to fine-tune with a levels adjustment. We can come back to this later if needed. Let's copy the rust from the Chrome folder and add it to the license plate. Let's remove the mask and add a new smart mask that will serve better the asset. We can also add a paint layer and remove some of the effects. So for now this is the result of the license plate. We might adjust it later. Let's now work on the floor of the Tuk Tuk, which will be very basic. Again, we will create a folder, mask out the geometry, and finally copy the smart material from the metal red folder. Just take the time to fix a bit the edges with a paint layer. Now create a fill layer only affecting the height channel, and let's add a metallic gray texture. You just need to adjust the tiling attributes to fit better the assets. Finally, we add a levels adjustment to remove some of the height. Moving on, we're going to focus on the seats. For that, like we have done before, create a folder and mask out the geometry. Let's add this artificial leather material. Adjust the base color, change it to triplanar, and adjust some of the other parameters. Now if we take a look at the height channel, we see it's fully black. To fix that, let's add a new fill layer affecting only the height and raise up the height so we can finally see the effect of the previous bump. Okay, adding a new fill layer to act as dirt. Let's change its color and roughness. Finally, add a smart mask, in this case soft dirt. I am also using triplanar here, since my UVs are not very good for this part of the object. Other than that, I am just playing with the attributes to get the desired result. As I was looking at the height channel, I noticed that there is a problem with the bump mapping of the tires, so let's just make sure in the base layer of the tires we check height to fill the channel. Let's also take the time to add these 3 small objects to the mask of the tires, since those are also basic rubber materials. Okay, exporting out the textures to see how it looks in Maya. Alright, doing a render you can see that the dirt on the seats is not so apparent as in Substance. We can add a basic glass material to the front window, and doing the render we can now see a bit more of the dirt. Let's get back to Substance and add the remaining parts for the red metal material. So adding the remaining metal parts to the mask with the polygon fill tool, and finally take the time to remove some of the dirt and paint the edges to have a smoother transition. After exporting the textures, we get back to Maya and let's do the final render for this part. Okay, this is the result so far. In the next part I believe we will be finishing this tutorial series and get the final result. Stay tuned for the next part and let me know if you like this video. Thank you for watching, bye bye.